finished book number 64. It was a book that I got from the author for free. She gave me 3 books. She gave me Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I read Monday. I'll put the picture here. I didn't think I was going to like it. I did, because I had to read it on my Kindle, and I don't like reading on my Kindle. So this time what I did was I downloaded the Kindle. I downloaded the book to my phone, and since I read my phone in bed before I go to sleep, I always check Facebook, I check my messages, my emails. I decided to read on my phone. I made the font really big so I can see it without my glasses, which was great. So it is a guilty pleasure, this book. It's about 2 people that the main character, the guy, he has a angry issue, and yeah, some things I didn't agree upon in this book, but I really enjoyed the story. I dropped it down to a 4.5 stars. The reason is some of her writing, like she would jump from chapter to chapter and it got a bit confusing, and her writing didn't, like you'd be at one place and you'd be at another place. It would just confuse me a little bit. But however, I really enjoyed the story. It had enough storyline besides having sex in it. Lots of sex in this book. But I really enjoyed the storyline, and it left on a cliffhanger. So I immediately downloaded the second book, and I am reading the second book right now. So I really enjoyed it. If you don't like erotica, I don't suggest picking it up. But if you like a guilty pleasure and you like to read and not think about anything else, I highly suggest picking this story up. So I finished book number 64, and this is My Sister's Keeper by Jodi Picoult. I really love Jodi Picoult. Her books are really amazing. I think this is my 3rd or 4th book that I've read by her, and she did not disappoint. I gave it 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. As I was reading this book, I found out that this book was actually banned on the ban list. This was banned in 2009. It was published in 2004. And it is about a girl who is 15 years old. She is dying of leukemia, and her sister, her parents had a sibling, and her sister is 13 years old in this book. And her parents were using her as a donor for bone marrow transplant for her older sister. So the 13-year-old got fed up of being a pincushion, and so yeah, so she decided to get a lawyer. So I'm not going to tell you anything else, but I did want to read why they banned this book. So let's see. It says My Sister's Keeper was banned because of the disapproval of the homosexuality, which I think I read a totally different book, because I guess I just skipped over that part. I don't remember reading anything about that in here. Okay, so offensive language. It did have a couple of languages, but not so much that I didn't like the book, so it wasn't that much. Religious viewpoint, I can see that. Sexism, sexual explicitity, and the age group the book is in. So yes, it's about a 13-year-old girl and a 15-year-old girl, but this is not a YA book. This is an adult book. So I could see that it was banned for youngsters to read it. And so that's my thoughts on that. But I really did enjoy this. I gave it 4 stars. She did not disappoint me, and I will be reading more of her books. It's about time I finished a book. It's October and I finished number 65, and the book that I finished is Are You Sleeping by Catherine Barber. This is a psychological thriller, an adult book. I finished it. I gave it 3 stars. It was okay. It was about a guy that goes to jail for killing somebody, but he didn't do it. So there's a podcast that starts off in the beginning of the book, and it tells, it gives doubt of why he didn't do it, and it fast forwards 13 years. And we find out who actually did the killing. And it's also, there's twins in here. That's the part I liked, why I picked the book up, because there's twin girls. They don't get along, but yeah, very good. I gave it 3 stars. It wasn't my best read. I mean, it took me the whole month to read it, but I enjoyed it, and I'm returning it back to the library. So yeah, I hope you pick it up. Yeah, so that's this one. I finished book number 66. This book I started in the beginning of the month, and then I had the bar mitzvah, so I put the book down, and last night, all day, I was reading this book because I wanted to finish it. It's my most anticipated book. It's my favorite author. I pre-ordered it. I had no idea what the book was about until I got it in the mail and started reading it. So the book that I finished was Without Merit by Colleen Hoover. She is my auto-buy author. Every book that I order from her and read from her, I really enjoyed. She writes very dysfunctional stuff, and I enjoy that. She usually writes new adults. This one didn't have that much new adult in it. It's more about a dysfunctional family. It is about twins. The twins are identical girls. They had some conflict. Yeah, another twin book. But anyway, it just came into my possession. I pre-ordered it. I read it. I enjoyed it. There is very heavy topic in here. It is about mental health. It is about suicide. But I did really enjoy the story. Unfortunately, something that annoys me when all authors annoy me when they make characters' names that are very strange. Like the girl's name is Merit. The other girl's name is Honor. And then there's a Luck and Sebastian or something. Anyway, I don't like when I can't pronounce the names, and it annoys me, and every time they say the name, I'm like cringing, and I'm like, I hate that. So anyway, I hate when any author does that, even my favorite author. So I dropped it down to a 4-star. I did enjoy the book. There is LGBTQ in here as well. I was surprised about that. And yeah, so it's not really new adult. I would say dysfunctional family. It is an adult book. There's adult content in it. And I really enjoyed it, but not as much as my other books that I've read by her. So yeah, so that's this one. I gave it 4 stars. And thank you for watching, and I will see you in another video.